Shalom, shalom, Israel. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Hashem and Mashiach Shah. Second of all, I'd like to give double honor and glory to the elders who taught us His truth and paved the way for us to come in and grow in His truth. And today I'll be coming back with a quick video on sex is marriage. Now, to make this video, it'll be beneficial to read this whole chapter, but I'm not going to read this whole chapter. So again, I advise brethren to not, even in every Israelite video you watch, not to just believe everything like somebody's saying, but actually go into the scriptures, go into archaeology, and go into prophecy, and prove it yourself, not just what man says, because man lies. But anyways, to the best of my ability, I'll try to break it down. Okay, so Genesis 24. The first place I wanted to go is look at Genesis 24. Genesis 24. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said it unto his elder servant of his house, that ruled over all the land, that ruled over all that he had. Put I pray thee thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, which is also something which is actually a law that was later added into the first covenant. Deuteronomy 7. Reading on, among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go into my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto Isaac my son. So Abraham's telling his servant that he doesn't want his son Isaac to marry a Canaanite, but to go into the land of Ur, like the land of Ur, the Chaldees, because that's where Abraham came from. And among his brethren, Isaac should get a wife from among his brethren, one of his cousins, which Rebecca is technically Isaac's niece, which again is another video that you can make. Which again is another video that I can make. Even though we can't do it today anymore, at a certain time, some laws were not really there. The Passover wasn't till Egypt, but now it's a steadfast thing. It can't be changing. And with Jacob having two wives, Jacob having sisters, two sisters will become wives. We can't do it again, it says in Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20. But at the time, you could do it. And Moses' father marrying, Moses' father marrying his aunt and birthing Moses and Miriam and Aaron. We can't have those relationships again, due to us being under this covenant. But due to us being under this covenant, but for a certain time, the Lord found it permissible, that it was not okay, but it was just something. But under this covenant, the 613 laws are about, we can't do it anymore. But anyways, to get back to this video, so Abraham is saying to his servant, find me a wife of of one of my brethren, among the people that I came from, my family. Find me a wife over there. And you could read about the whole journey, but to skip, I like to go to verse 65, or I guess verse 61. And Rebekah arose and her damsel, and they rode upon camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. Verse 62. And Isaac came from the way of the well of Lahai-roi, for he dwelt in the south country. So Rebekah and Isaac were clearly not around each other this time. Verse 63. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. So Isaac was just chilling and meditating. Then he looked up, and the camels were coming. Verse 64. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off her camel. So this is the first time they saw each other. Verse 65. For she had said to her servant, Like, and verse 65 proves this is the first time they saw each other. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? Colin, she didn't say, oh, is that Isaac walking in the field to meet us? But she said, like, what man is this? Or who is this that's walking in the field to meet us? Verse, reading on. And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. Colin, so like, she was like, oh, so she asked the servant, oh, who's coming to meet us? And then the servant said, it's my master. So she like, oh, that's the man when they marry, stuff like that. So like, she took a veil to cover herself. Verse 66. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done, which you could read about it in this whole chapter, those verses above. Verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Colin, it didn't say that. It didn't say like they went in the tent and like there was a whole priest there and like they exchanged vows. He just said, like the scripture just says, and Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother's tent, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, like meaning they had sex, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So like, sex is marriage, but like, and we proved that like, so basically, but some could say, oh, this was before the so-called Mosaic law. So let's prove it in the so-called Mosaic law. Exodus 22 and verse 16. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, so like again, I recommend brother read Exodus 22, and actually this whole chapter too. I mean, yeah, I recommend brethren read Genesis 24 and Exodus 22, along with other places in the scriptures. But like for just give me the context. Like Rebekah wasn't like betrothed to any man. Like she wasn't like arranged to be married to like Isaac. Basically swept up and like, oh, like Isaac and the his servant, well really his servant came up and like proposed for her and Isaac to get married. What's it called? So this case would be talking about Rebekah and Isaac, which also could be talking about like anyone really that's in a situation. Reading on. And lie with her, like they sleep, they have sex, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Reading on. Like, so like if they have, like if a man and a woman who are not married, like sleep with each other, then the man has to make the woman his wife. Verse 17, if her father utterly refused to give her unto him, it's like her father gets angry, like, oh, no, I don't want to give my daughter unto you. He shall pay the money according to the dowry of virgins, like, because the woman is still like a virgin, so he has to pay the money. Even if her father doesn't like mess with the guy, like the guy still has to pay the money. And what's it called? The dowry of virgins. So, anyways, this is just a quick video, and I know I've been everywhere, and I should try to contain myself more and like better break it down. But I hope this video illustrates that sex is marriage, which from what I did, from like all the scriptures I brought out, it should make sense, but only the elect will understand. But anyways, I hope somebody got edified, and I pray that y'all pray for me as I pray for y'all, and I pray that y'all may pray for each other. But I have to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, and I do so by Shema Mashak Yahushua. Shalom.